Hello, my name is Meg and welcome to the Megs & Co YouTube channel. I'm so happy that you are here. It is October and I am doing a month-long vlog series of just some short, some long, little vloggy videos of me on various yarny adventures. And this weekend is epic because I am down in Rhinebeck, New York. Technically, I'm filming this video in Socrates, but but I am in Rhinebeck, New York for the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival this weekend, and oh my goodness, my sheep-loving heart is so full. Yes, so let's tuck in. We have so much chatting to do. So it is Saturday night. Today is technically the first official day of the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival, but it is day 3 for me for Woolly Adventures. I drove down on Thursday. I had an event Thursday night. I went to the Woolen Affair pre-party and I did film a little nightly little recap of that, and I gotta be honest, I have not even checked any of the footage of that, so I'm gonna put in a little disclaimer. Like, I've not even like made sure that like that video saved and is fine. So I say that because I did film a recap and I really hope it saved and it was fine, because otherwise this is just gonna be weird. But yeah, so I did do a little sit down recap of that event and the amazing swag bag that I got there. And then Friday, I attended Indie Untangled in the morning and then had a wonderful lunch with friends and then went back to a Woolen Affair in the afternoon. And oh my gosh, that day was just, oh, and then I went out to dinner afterwards. I was like, that day, it was just so long, so wonderful, had so much fun. And you know, you're just kind of zipping all around town, all to these different little places. And by the time that I got back, wow, did I crash. I crashed so hard. So I didn't even take like any pictures. Like, it's so funny. Like, you know, I come here with the intention of, you know, taking pictures and taking videos and, you know, trying to share so much of like, you know, what goes on here and to tell the story of just how wonderful and magical this weekend is, and not in a way that it's like, you know, kind of like a FOMO where, you know, look at me, in a way of, you know, I really want it to be a way to uplift the industry and, you know, to say like, this, look at this is amazing. Like, this is what happens when, you know, designers and knitters and you know, producers and farmers, like when we all get together with a mission at heart and like, this is our event, this is, you know, the East Coast event for fall. There are so many wonderful events that happen all year around, but this is kind of one of the largest on the East Coast in the fall events that happen. I'm very tired and I'm rambling. But anyway, I just really want just uplift like just everything that's happening, and you know, and that this isn't just, you know, your grandma's little fiber festival. Like, this is huge, like, and it's amazing. It's just amazing what happens and what goes on. Anyway, so I filmed absolutely nothing. I barely even took any photos. I just had so much fun. And that's the way to do it. You know, it's like, you know, I come in with goals and intentions, but I had so much fun and I have no guilt for that. So I am going to chat a little bit about yesterday, and then I'm definitely going to chat about today. So then today I went to the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival. That's at the Dutchess County Fairgrounds. That's in Rhinebeck. And so I'll chat a little bit about that. I'll chat about my acquisitions and whatnot. So yeah, let's tuck in, let's chat. So yesterday, like I said, started at Indie Untangled. Happy Indie Untangled!
Happy Indie Untangled! Happy Indie!
Is this Lababa's first indie?
This is Lababa's first indie!
Oh my goodness!
And we're matching sweaters.
Oh, that's so cute.
Made with our Megs & Co. Empire State.
I love it.
Yay.
Absolutely love it. We are heading into the very first tent. Just got coffee. This thing is wrapped around my wrist, so oh my god, I almost just fell.
Oh my god.
Okay, putting this down.
I feel like I already get it. I get it.
Had the first ticket of the day. So the house that I'm staying at is in Saugerties, and it's very, very close to Hits on the Hudson, which is where Indie Untangled takes place. So it just made perfect sense to start my day just over at Indie Untangled. Literally 8-minute drive, so easy from my Airbnb, which is here. This is not my home. This is my trashed rental, not trash, but just all my crap is just everywhere. Yeah, so started the day and so I did it out of convenience, but when you get the first ticket of the day, you get a swag bag. So this is now my second swag bag of the event. I'm now collecting these wonderful bags. Yeah, so I'm really excited. So this is the Indie Untangled swag bag that I can show you. Super cute, a beautiful design. I'm just always impressed with like the designs that they come up with. I love just how every year it's just a unique little drawing, and that every year you can collect these. I do have another year's bag. I'll have to look to see what year it is. I think it's 2022 that I have. That's at home, and it's like a tan bag, like the normal kind of tan tote bag. So I love that this one's black, so it's just a little bit different, but it's a completely different print and pattern, and it's very, very cute. But the other remarkable thing, like I hate comparing like one show's bag to another, but the very remarkable thing about this bag versus the Woolen Affair is where the Woolen Affair bag is basically a body bag where you can fit an entire sheep in your bag. This one is the normal tote size. So this one is, you know, kind of nice for your kind of day-to-day shopping, day-to-day projects. And then your Woolen Affair bag is for when you're going to bring home your fleece. You're going to just bring home everything. You're going to pack your 4 sweater quantities for you and a friend and all of your stacks. So they're just both great bags. But anyway, we're not talking about the other bag. We're talking about this bag. So it has a zipper. I was hoping that was going to be a lot more dramatic. Here we go. So yeah, really curious to see what's in this bag. I've not peeked yet. Okay, so first things first, we have a packet of tea. This is Desjardins Light Body Black Tea. Nice. And I'm just gonna go big, go right from, because I just saw this just sitting on top. There's a full-size skein of yarn, and it is from North Bay Fiber, and this is, oh my god. So I was literally looking at this, and I didn't buy this, but this was a base that I kind of hemmed and hawed over this. It is so soft. It is very luxurious. This is one that I might have to return to online. It is 85% Targhee polypay wool with 15% Haikua alpaca. It is DK weight. This is just the natural undyed. and it's 150 yards, 50 grams. So that is really nice that they gave us a whole skein of yarn. Nice little half skein there. We got a coupon to Yarn Saver. Just another coupon to North Bay Fiber. Oh, but it looks like you can only use it at the booth, so missed out on that. That sucks. Which I feel like that's kind of a bummer because maybe other people like look at the bag first, but I don't look at the bags until I'm home, just because like you grab the bag and then you go shopping. So I will say, so with Indie Untangled, you get a timed ticket, and there are 3 barns, like long kind of barn style stalls, and they are pretty far apart. So you really have to use your time wisely because you have 2 hours and you have to shop all of the vendors in that 2 hours, and the physical distance between those 3 stalls is kind of epic. Not epic, but you do have to walk. There are like golf carts and shuttles and whatnot, so like if you don't want to walk, you don't have to walk, but there is a physical space in between these barns. So it's not a quick walkthrough, and it's also, because of how physically separated they are, it's also not easy to do. Like normally you do like your walkthrough of the whole event and then you kind of return, to purchase the things that you want. You can't do this, like especially the very last barn. There's no going back once you're at one end. It's too spread out because you only have 2 hours. If you had all day or even like 3 hours, you could do that, but I didn't have time in the 2 hours. So I actually didn't even have enough time to finish going through all of the spaces. Part of that was my own fault. I started to get very chatty. I started to run into friends, especially a lot of my vendor friends. So I just started to get very chatty, and I spent almost a full hour in the first barn stall. I looked at my watch and 50 minutes had already gone by, and we got there right at the start. So I didn't start late at all. We were right there when the gates opened. So I was already 50 minutes in with the first booth, and I looked at my watch and I was like, oh my God, I gotta get out of here. So I kind of stopped earlier. Like I hadn't even seen everything in the first one. I was like, I just gotta go. And again, I was just very chatty. And then I kind of, I went through the second one at a nice, good pace. And then the third stall, again, I got a little too chatty and I didn't make it all the way to the back before our time slot had ended. So it's just kind of a bummer. I didn't like how I felt rushed. 2 hours feels like it should be a long time. And in theory it is, but for how spread out everything is, because you're going to spend 20 minutes of that just walking in between the spaces. Yeah, so that part was just a little bit of a bummer. There's just not enough time. And so I say that to put a coupon in the bag that you can only use in the booth. There's no time to look in the bag. So I just say like, that's just kind of a little bit of a bummer, especially because like now that I have the yarn, I would have gone online and used that coupon. Anyway, getting a little feisty. It's late night. Oh my gosh. I might cut that out, but maybe I won't. A little feisty. Anyway, so the next one is Scented Stitches Stitch Bombs, and I'm actually quite familiar with the Scented Stitches different products, and I love them. Absolutely love them. So it's aromatherapy in every stitch. The idea is that you kind of put the balm on, and it has it has like the essential oils and the aromatherapy, and you just get like a light release of it, and it's very, very nice. So I like that. It came with a little sample. Very nice. Ooh, okay, what's this? Button sizing tool. So this is from Tinker's Hollow. This is awesome. Oh, this is really cool. Okay. This is a button sizing tool. I've never seen anything like this. So it looks like it's kind of like a gauge ruler, but for buttons. So like you put it in your buttonhole and then you can measure how big of a button that you need. And yeah, this is like genius. So you insert it into your buttonhole until it doesn't fit further. Oh my gosh. The tool that you didn't know you needed because you didn't know it existed, and now I don't know how I ever lived without this. This might be like the coolest thing ever. Oh my gosh, okay, in love. A business card from Nitty City. We've got there's an ad. We've got I think this is information about Mitchell Wool Company. So I will read this later. And it looks like there's like a sticker. So that is fun. Oh, there's like a little pouch. So this says creativity takes courage. This is from Yarn Jam. Cute little pouch. Really like that. Look how it's got like a little very cute. Another like little kind of like zippered pencil case. This is from the Perfect Blend Yarn and Tea Shop. So this is the Yarn and Tea Shop that's here in Saugerties where my Airbnb rental is. So there is another tea packet and a pencil. This is from Bad Sheep Yarn. Looks like we have some stickers and a button. This is Murky Depths Dye Works, and we've got a nice little post-it note organizer. Oh, there's the very nice. Explore knitting tours. Looks like an ad. Ooh, very nice notebook. So this is a very nice notebook from the Boston Fiber Company. Nice little notebook, and then it's gridded. Like it's got really nice soft paper. I'm kind of a paper snob. I like that. I like how it's nice and small too, so you can like throw it in your project project bag. What else? We've got a packet of soak wool wash. Looks like a patch from Lemonwood. A luggage tag from Explore Knitting Tours. A single-use wool wash and some other accoutrement from CCM. So there's like just like some kind of stitch markers and other fun stuff in there. There is a tag from 29 Bridges. A pin that says support yarn recycling. And a tape measure from Nitty City. Oh, one more thing. There is from Yarn Farm Kingston. So this is the yarn store that's in Kingston. Looks like some what do you call these? Like the yarn savers, like the little tubey scrap yarn things, like the barber cords. Very useful. I think that's, oh, no, this was the tape measure I threw back in there. So that's everything. So definitely lots of goodies. Lots of cute stuff. Definitely very excited for my skein of yarn. So yeah, so that was that. Hi guys, time traveling back here. I am home. This is actually a full week later and I am just editing the video and I'm getting ready to post it. But I just wanted to chime in here because I really kind of liked how, you know, I hate to like compare, you know, different bags and whatnot, but I kind of just like how I was able to really price out the value of the tote bag for a Woolen Affair and compared to the ticket price, and to just really see like, was it a good value? Like, you know, did you get your money's worth? And so I wanted to do the same thing for the Indie Untangled swag bag. So for that morning ticket, it is the most expensive ticket. So it comes with the swag bag and it's the only time slot that comes with a swag bag, but it is the most expensive time slot. So so is it worth it? Like, is it a good value? Do you get your money's worth? To have, you know, that first access, you get first pick of everything, and you get the bag. So it's really hard to price out a lot of the stuff that was in that bag because it's not really stuff that you can purchase. It's you know, a lot of it is just kind of sponsored materials from the vendors. So the small notebook from Boston Fiber Co. is probably, I didn't actually like put a price on that, but I probably could have. Same thing with like some of the pouches, maybe I could have. But so really the only things that I did put a price on was the tote bag itself, because you could buy the tote bag in the merch tent if you wanted it. So at any time slot, you could still buy the actual tote bag. I don't think it came with any of the stuff in it, but you could buy the actual tote bag. And then of course, this skein of yarn, because this is from North Bay Fiber, and this is the skein of yarn that was in the tote bag, and so you could buy this. You can still buy this on their website. So my ticket for the first time slot cost $35. And this is the North Bay Fiber, the Bay Blend DK. On their website, this lists for $19. The Indie Untangled tote bag on the Indie Untangled website was $28. So let me do, I thought I did the math already, hold on. So let's see here. So we have $19 plus $28. So just in those two pieces of merch alone, the skein of yarn and the tote bag, that is a $47 value. And I paid $35 for the ticket. So I, you know, again, you never know what's going to be in the tote bag. And the Indie Untangled tote bag, unlike the Woolen Affair tote bag, it's all vendor donated stuff. So the vendors sponsor the tote bag. So year to year, there's no guarantee as to what the value of the tote bag is going to be, or the items inside the tote bag. So I think if you're going to like look to see like, is it a good value? I think you really can only be guaranteed the actual value of the bag itself. And then the stuff inside is just always going to be a surprise. And, you know, and hopefully, you know, the vendors do throw in some really nice stuff, which they always do. You saw my bag. There's lots of really good goodies in there. It's just, a lot of it was just hard to kind of really put firm prices on it. You know, there was tea bags and tape measures and, you know, so it's just really hard to kind of add that up item by item. So yeah, so the tote bag is probably always going to be around that $30-ish price range. So yeah, so if the ticket, you know, was $35, that's actually, I think, again, a very good value if you want the tote bag and you want first access to the event. The other ticket prices, if you wanted to go in the next time slot, was $20, $15, and the last time slot, but I think you only got an hour and a half in that last time slot, was $5. And for all the other time slots, you could return to that last time slot as well. So the last time slot was like 4 to, I think it was just an hour and a half, so I guess 4 to 5:30. And so anybody could return after 4 o'clock, or you could just buy a 4 o'clock ticket for $5. So yeah, so again, if you want the tote bag, it does seem like doing that first time slot is a very good value because you're getting your tote bag for $30 that you would have bought anyway, and you're paying $5 to get into the event and get first dibs. So that's actually, again, if you want the tote bag, that's a great price. And then if you don't want the tote bag, you just pay either $20 or $15 or $5, just depending on, I think at that point, your schedule of, you know, what else are you doing that day and when is the best time for you to go. So anyway, back to the video. So I'm going to time hop back to the past. So what did I get at Indie Untangled? I didn't get much, but I did get one big thing. You ready? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay, I actually got two beautiful things, but so I saw this bag. I actually saw this whole booth, and everything in this booth was just absolutely stunning. This is Filzwork. Let me show you the tag. So everything in this booth is repurposed sweaters, or repurposed materials in general. So they thrift sweaters, but they not just any sweaters. They thrift specifically looking for hand knit sweaters, and they thrift them and then repurpose them into beautiful items such as this bag. So this bag used to be a hand knit sweater, and you can definitely tell that it was a hand knit sweater because, for one, it's just absolutely exquisite, but I found a mistake in the knitting. And I'm telling you, the joy, the absolute joy, because you're like, you know, okay, you like, I'm going to trust, you know, that, you know, as the person who thrifted this and, oh my gosh, like took scissors to this sweater, I'm going to trust that they were like, yep, we're pretty sure that this was hand knit. And, you know, even just the fabric itself, honestly, like even this was like a store-bought, whatever, it's beautiful. Just the fact that this was a thrifted and repurposed sweater. But I found a mistake in the knitting. So I don't know if I'll find it again. I really don't know if I'm going to find it again. I almost feel like I want to like pop like a stitch marker on it so I like know where it is. But I know it's like somewhere around like the where these cables and bobbles come together on one of the sides. I don't know like which side and which end, but there's like a float on the wrong side that you can see, and I'm like, oh my god, it's hand knit. Anyway, so yeah, so this it's just absolutely exquisite. And I spent quite a bit of time in this booth because I saw one and I was like, oh my god, that's gorgeous. And then I saw another one and I'm like, I want that one too. I want that. Like, it took me a while to decide. And then I finally picked this one. I just loved how it was just kind of like a big bucket bag. Because I really feel like this is something that will probably live more in my house. Just a really beautiful piece that I can kind of carry around to my different like sitting areas and from my office to my living room, and I can really fit a lot in here, multiple projects. Yeah, just as I move around to my different spaces, my different sitting areas, and it's just gonna look absolutely beautiful. Even these straps are repurposed. I saw like, where is it? I saw like a logo somewhere. Oh, yes. So this strap says it's Polo Ralph Lauren, and the other one says that it is a medium American Eagle. So I even love how they are two different belts. Like it's just so cool. And then the inside has been lined with just a really pretty like kind of peacocky fabric, and then it has pockets, multiple pockets. It's just exquisite. Yeah, so they had all different sizes of these bags, and I picked this big one because again, I wanted this to be like my house bucket bag that, yeah, like all my projects are gonna live in here. And like I said, this is what's gonna like move around my home with me, and it's gonna just look just beautiful. But there was a lot of like smaller bags, so she was saying that she takes like the sleeves and cuts them up into smaller bags. And oh my gosh, can you imagine just like taking scissors to a bag that's like, or a sweater that's like, oh my gosh. But I'm just so grateful that these beautiful sweaters are being rescued and repurposed into something absolutely beautiful. So happy. So this was my one big purchase at Indie Untangled. My second purchase was something also absolutely beautiful, and from a vendor that I know very well. This is from Sandy of a Long Meadow farm. I have done a ton of shows with Sandy. She's amazing. She has her own farm. She's just absolutely amazing. If you followed my podcast for any length of time, back in March, I attended a retreat that she hosted, and that is where I bought a sweater's quantity worth of fiber that I spun for my first sweater spin. So that is Sandy. So she was vending at Indie Untangled, and she makes these absolutely exquisite hand-plied skeins of yarn. And I actually already have one that I've had for a while, and I've just haven't like quite found the right project, figured out what to do with. And then I found this one. So beautiful. So the one I have is very like camely, tobacco-y with like little pops of like, it's almost like very subtle, like little rainbow pops that are like intermittent into this very brown tobacco camel background. So it looks very like brownish, but there's a lot of kind of rainbowy going on at the same time. It's very hard to describe. It's very muted, but very muted and neutral, but very beautiful and vibrant at the same time, much like how this one is. And so I've just been trying to figure out like what to pair it with, what to do it with, what to do with it. So I saw this one, and I feel like it's the same but different enough that I'm hoping to actually kind of pair them together. And I have an idea for a shawl. Very excited for it. I have an idea. And I'm really excited for it. So, potentially coming soon. Soon as in 6 months from now. Yeah. Very excited for that. Okay. So, yeah. That's it. That's it for Indie Untangled. So after that, I went back to a Woolen Affair. I actually in the middle, we did stop for lunch. We ate at this very delicious Mexican restaurant that was right in the village of Socrates. And then we meandered back over to Woolen Affair. It was absolutely wonderful. The weather was perfect. The sun was shining and it was packed. Oh my goodness, it was packed. But it was packed in like such the right way. Like it really did feel like a party. Yeah, it was definitely an event that I had a very good time at.
Shade all together and DK. Wait, but I'm gonna knit the band. We can use get a wristband. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we can scan here. I can use my list to get all the buildings and stuff. Just like I pictured it. Skyscrapers and everything.
So I did go through all the booths again, and I did acquire 3 skeins of yarn. I cannot show them because they are a gift for somebody. So that is all I can say about that. But that's it. That's all I ended up getting there. And I had already shopped on Thursday, the night before, for myself, so I really wasn't there to shop at that point. I was really just to kind of enjoy the afternoon, evening at that point, you know, meet up with friends. I met up with quite a few people, and I sat by the water for a while. They had set up like this really nice sitting area by the water. There were like these Adirondack chairs, there were fire pits, and I sat out there and like knit for a while. And yeah, at one point I like got a glass of wine, and oh my gosh, like it was just nice. It was just so nice. Yeah, so I really just hung out, just, you know, just living off of vibes, really. And then eventually it was time to leave. And so, yeah, so then we left. So we ended up then going out to dinner to, where did we go? We went to a brewery. We went to Subversive Brewery. And I will say, like, super cute place. Great food. But by this point, so all the seating that was available was all outside. And by this point, it was, you know, quite late. It was like 6:30 or so, and it was completely dark. It was cold. So it had been very nice during the day. But as soon as the sun went down, it got cold very, very fast. Like it went from 65 to 35, no exaggeration, very quickly. So to sit outside, whew, it was a little uncomfortable. So I will say that I very much enjoyed the ambiance, or I appreciated what the ambiance could be. I did not appreciate it in the moment, but I very much appreciated what it could be in the right circumstances. And yeah, and the food was very, very good, but oh my God, I was so cold. And I just, like, I didn't have the right coat, nothing, because we were just out and about all day. And yeah, so I had just like a thin little jacket. I did have the sweater that I was wearing, which thank goodness, but that was it. I just had a sweater and a thin little jacket, and I was shivering. It was awful. So it was so cold. And it's amazing because like when you get that cold, it really saps your energy. And so I feel like that's why last night, like I came home and I had nothing left. There was no more spoons, no more gas in the tank, because I was literally shivering for like 2 hours straight. So much fun. But oh my goodness, was I so cold. So yeah, so I pretty much came home and just crashed and came into bed and got under the covers and needed to warm up, cranked up the heat in this room. But it was, yeah, so yesterday was wonderful. So today, oh my gosh, today, it's amazing how much things happened, and only today are we at New York State Sheep and Wool. So today was the first day to go to New York State Sheep and Wool. Good morning!
You could call it like the cheers sweater. Cheers to you.
Walking in to Saturday. Where are we? This is the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival.
New York Sheep and Wool.
Ooh, we made it.
Rhinebeck proper.
Rhinebeck proper. There's a hair in the camera lens. It is a gorgeous day. Sun is shining. The best little crisp in the air. It is sweater weather, but it is gorgeous. So excited. It's time to touch sheep.
Yes. Okay. Got it.
Thank you. I haven't even said what I am currently wearing, but I am wearing the Maxine sweater. This is knit in my own Empire Estate yarn, and this is actually not what I wore to the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival. This is what I wore later on in the day, because now that I knew how cold it could be once the sun went down, we were going to another outdoor event after New York State Sheep and Wool, so I was prepared, and I packed a very warm sweater, a very warm coat, mittens, a hat, all of the things. But anyway, so this was actually my Rhinebeck sweater last year, and it is super warm. It's very densely knit. It is super, super warm. So I wore this like tonight to that event, and honestly, I'm still a little chilled, so I'm still wearing it. But this is not what I wore today. This is what I wore today to the festival. Oh my gosh, so pretty. This is also in my Empire State yarn. So this is 100% sourced from New York State, from sheep to skein, and then dyed by me in New York State. Yeah, oh, so good. So this is the cinnamon and I'm so tired, oh my god. This is the cinnamon and bourbon sweater by Thea Coleman. I actually did not knit this. This was knit by one of my amazing sample knitters, Marie. She is also in my Wednesday night group. She is also my my tech editor for my Empire Estate shawl, which I also wore today. So this is my very first self-designed pattern. This is the Empire Estate shawl. So I also wore this today. This is knit in my Empire State yarn, my New York State yarn, and designed by me. And to be able to wear one of my own designs to the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival that was knit in New York State yarn, I cannot describe the feeling. It was just absolutely wonderful. So cool. So cool. Just, anyway. So that was my outfit for earlier, and then, like I said, I knew that we were going to an outdoor event, so I did a quick car wardrobe change into the much thicker, denser sweater. And it's amazing because even though this is still the same yarn, just the tighter gauge, the density, made all the difference, because I was getting cold in this sweater when the sun was getting down. Put this on, good to go. Same yarn. All about that tight gauge. Okay, so where were we? So we all kind of slept in and we didn't even get to the fairgrounds until noon later. But we ended up getting like a really nice breakfast here in town, and then popped over to the yarn shop that's also in town here in Socrates, and then went over. So yeah, it was a little bit late, but it was absolutely wonderful. And packed, but it's like it's so overwhelming when it's so crowded and so packed like that, but you're also just like so overjoyed that like this many people are here and showing up for this, and everyone's in their sweaters and their scarves and their hats, and it's such like a weird feeling because you're like, ew, crowds, but oh my god, yes, crowds. I don't know, we're such weirdos. But yeah, so I kind of headed over to the hill area. Actually, first I went to the fleece barn. I had this idea that I was going to buy a fleece, and so I went to the fleece barn, and I was there for probably a good full 50 minutes. I touched lots of fleeces. I think I went to like every single bag that was still there at like noon, which was pretty picked over by noon, but there was surprisingly a ton of bags still of full fleeces still left. I went through every single one. I hemmed and hawed. At one point I was carrying one around, like I was going to buy one, and I don't know, I chickened out. I totally chickened out, and I don't really regret it. Like I don't, because it was, I don't know, I'm just not there yet. I'm just not there for like doing a full process. It's just so much work, and I just have so much going on. Just, yeah. So I don't regret it. I'm not like, oh, I wish that I had gotten it, but I don't. I really don't. So I left the fleece barn, and then I went over to the hill. The hill is like this hill, this grassy hill, and it tends to be where people kind of congregate to do their various meetups, and it's just a great like photo op area because there's this giant tree, and it's a big grassy area, so you can sit and put a blanket out, put your chairs out, and so it's just a nice area to kind of just sit and relax. So I was wandering around there for a while, and I was passing out my mini skeins. So these were, I started this last year where I brought mini skeins to the event. So it just, if I saw friends and whatnot, I could give you a little treat. So last year I was passing out my fall colorway. That was last year. That was Autumn in New York. This year my fall colorway is called Haunted. So these were the mini skeins that I am passing out this year, and I say am because I do still have some left for tomorrow. So really excited for that. This is what it actually looks like knitted up. I was wearing this hat. The hat came in so handy when the sun went down today. Anyway, so yeah. So wandered around the hill for a while, met up with some friends, got to pass out some mini skeins, got to witness the epic Andrea Mowry Ooyy sweater meetup. So Andrea Mowry she's a pattern designer, big pattern designer, and every year she does a dedicated sweater for Rhinebeck, you know, and like knit this sweater, and everyone meets up on this hill and they all take a big picture together. And oh my god, there was easily 500 people, if not more, that knit this sweater. And just the crowd that started to show up like around like me and like this group of friends that were just chatting, like all of a sudden it was just like this mob, and we're like, we're not in the dress code. And to just kind of watch this whole meetup unfold, it was just kind of neat to see it. So yeah, I have like so much cred for people that she doesn't release this until like August. So for the people that like commit to knitting this sweater in like 8 weeks, you guys are amazing. So yeah, so I did not have that sweater, obviously. I need like 6 months to knit a sweater, and no shame in that whatsoever. So once that meetup started, I kind of wandered away. I don't even know where, because, spoiler, I bought nothing today. Nothing. Not a single thing. And I feel like that's really weird. So at first, like, I was like, I actually, so my camera turned off and I have no idea kind of where I was. But I think I was saying how I purchased nothing today. Absolutely nothing. And it's super weird because, you know, this is a once in a year event, and I am going back tomorrow. And usually Saturday is my socializing day and Sunday is my shopping day. So I was preparing for that. But usually there's still like something, you know, like even though Sunday is my dedicated shopping day and Saturday is my social day, there still is like, you know, something that will call to you. And I don't know, so I'm kind of like weirded out even that like, I don't know, there was nothing. And I'm not saying that like there was nothing good. So I was very specifically not looking for yarn. I am a yarn dyer. And for me specifically right now, I am not looking for yarn. I did buy yarn at Indie Untangled, and that's enough right now. And I bought fiber at Indie Untangled, or Woolen Affair, the first night. So yeah, like I'm just not, like this is not what I'm looking for, and it seems kind of crazy to say that. Like, you know, I'm at a fiber festival and I'm not looking for yarn. But that's kind of why I was looking at the fleeces. Like that was just going to be, you know, a potential big project. Yeah, I'm looking for other things. I'm looking for tools. I'm looking for notions. I did get a bag, so bag's done. I'm just kind of looking for other things. I'm looking for gifts. I am looking for gifts. So I would buy yarn as a gift, which I have done. And there actually is one other person that I would buy yarn as a gift. So there is a potential to buy yarn as a gift. But yeah, so I just there were a few places that I do want to go, but those booths were just mobs, so I will go in tomorrow. And actually there was a couple places today that I thought I was going to get something, and I went and I was actually surprised that, yeah, the one thing that I really wanted that I thought was going to be in the booth, so I'm not going to say what it was because I just don't want to like bash anybody, but like I really thought I was so disappointed because they like spent a lot of time advertising for it, and I was very excited for it. And then when I got in the booth, they said it was just available for pre-order, and I was like, okay, and I get that, but like, part of coming to the event is to like have the thing, and I'm like, I could have just pre-ordered it like last week, like. So I don't know, maybe I just like totally missed the messaging, maybe they just didn't get their shipping in time, I don't know what the deal is, but it's like I held off ordering it in the pre-order because I thought the messaging made it seem like maybe they ran out. Maybe that's just it. Maybe they ran out. I don't even know. I didn't even think about it until now. They probably did run out. But didn't say that. It didn't say like we sold out and now it's only available for pre-order. It just said available for pre-order only. But they probably did sell out. Anyway, it was a booth that there was something I wanted, and I didn't pre-order it because they said they were going to have it, and it was something that I didn't think would sell out, so I didn't pre-order it. And the funny part is literally in like the last video, wasn't I like, you don't need a rush, you can just order it online, get it shipped to your house. And I'm literally that jackass that's like, I didn't order it. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get it because I want to pick it out myself. Oh my god. I need to go to bed because I'm having a moment of like, I'm an idiot. But yeah, no, it probably did sell out, and that's why it was available for pre-order. But then I was just like, oh my, well, I can just go home and order it, like whatever. So, yeah. So that's what I had like planned to purchase, but I couldn't. But I probably will. I'm plan to purchase it still, so it is still like money I plan to spend. I just didn't spend it today. I'm so freaking tired, so I really feel like I need to end this video because it's getting unhinged, but I haven't even like finished the day. Like that's the thing. This is like, okay, we're at like 2 p.m. I really need to stop. It's literally like 12:30 a.m. and I need to like not film these midnight videos. Maybe this is when I should film them. I just feel like it's just so unhinged. Okay. So anyway, so I just kind of went wandering and I just was not inspired by anything I was seeing. And I think I just had high hopes, obviously, for some of the things that I was hoping to get, and they either sold out, and they didn't say sold out, you have to pre-order. And I'm such an ass that like the fact that it just said pre-order only and not the fact that it said it sold out, like why did that make me mad? And okay, I need to stop fixating on that. So so yeah, so there's just nothing I found today, but there's so much good stuff. Like there was so much good yarn. And that was kind of what I had to keep telling myself is like, you're not here for yarn. You're not here for yarn. And I actually didn't even go through a lot of the barns. I probably will pick up some spinning fiber tomorrow because I didn't go through a lot of the barns that had some fiber, or the ones that I did, I kind of walked through quickly. There were a lot of booths that like I did want to go into and they were just jammed up. And so I was like, yep, tomorrow. So yeah, and I don't know, it's just kind of like super weird to, leave an event that, you wait all year for, and, you take time off of work for, you book a house for, you travel for, and I'm like, I have nothing But like, it's okay. Like, I have the joy of being here and the memories, and I still bought stuff at the other events, like, so it's fine. And I am going back tomorrow, and it's fine. Yeah, so at the end of the day today, we still ended up staying until the event closed, which was a mistake. Do not stay until the event closes on Saturday, because we got completely stuck in the parking lot. Like, they don't let you out. They literally do not let you out. Like, it was like the worst concert traffic I have ever been in. So, like, it was a full hour before we could even get out of the fairgrounds. Ugh, it was awful. And so we really should have left. Like, just leave early. It sucks. Like, it totally sucks that you have to leave early if you don't want to spend 2 hours in traffic. So where we were going to this after party was 20 minutes away, and it took us over 2 hours to get there, and that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. So I just hate how it's like you either have to like cut your event early, and again, it's like we traveled, it took time off of work, booked an Airbnb. Like, you don't want to cut any of this short, but you also don't want to spend hours and hours and hours just sitting in a field and not moving. Like, literally, like, the traffic attendant was like, nope, you just have to sit here and wait. Like, they're not letting anyone on the road. So it was very frustrating. But yeah, that's just, nothing you can do about it. You just have to kind of sit and wait it out. So after an hour, they finally let us out, and then of course, then you're just sitting in more traffic. So it took us 2 hours to get from Rhinebeck to Red Hook, and we went to the Rose Hill Farm for a fun little after party, and it was really nice. So I got some food, some drinks. That was a band, very good band, super good band. Little Fox. Is it Little Fox Fiber? Like, it's like she has like a yarn company, and such a great band. It was a really good time. And so I knew it was going to be outside, and because I had been outside the night before, I dressed appropriately. So this is why I had brought this sweater to change into. So I changed into the sweater. I had a hat this time. So I was wearing my shawl all day anyway. So I had my shawl, I had my hat, I had mittens, I had this gigantic, obnoxious blanket coat that looked stupid, but like, it was so warm. And I was so warm. And yeah, everyone was like, I'm cold. And I'm like, I'm too warm. I'm hot. I'm good. So it was perfect. So anyway, it was just such like a great day, great way to end the day. So then came back to the house, hung out with my housemates, and filmed. And now I really need to go to bed because I am so exhausted. And tomorrow we're going back. And like I said, I really hope to to get some shopping done, because I do want to get some fiber. I definitely want to get some spinning fiber. And I want to potentially check out some of like the spinning wheels. I always feel like that's a booth that even on Sunday when it's quiet, you can't really get into the spinning wheel booths. But I really want like a fancier, schmancier spinning wheel, like an e-wheel. I have the spinning robots e-wheel, and I do love it. I think I just want something with a little bit more power now that like I'm spinning nightly, like all the time. So we'll see. But I remember last year I was kind of hoping to get into like the Hanson booth to try their wheel, because I'm just not gonna just buy something that's $1,000. I had tried the Ashford e-wheel when I went to the Central New York Fiber Festival, and I did really like that wheel. but I want to try the Hanson wheel. I feel like there's another one that's like e-printed, but a lot of people really like it. Yeah, there's just a couple ones like I really want to try them and probably still like sit and ponder and stew on it for a while before I really make that decision, because it's expensive. It's I'm not just gonna willy-nilly. So anyway, but I feel like that's also why I'm like being very self-conscious of like the purchases that I'm making, because I kind of just want to make like that one big one. And it's funny because like last year, I feel like last year too, last year I was thinking of getting like the woolly winder for my my treadle spinning wheel, and I ended up not, and now I'm like, well, I'm glad I didn't, because now I want to get an e-wheel, and I'm like, what about next year? Am I gonna want something different? So these are the thoughts that go on in my head. So with that, I need to stop talking because I am so freaking tired. I'd love to know, did you go? What did you do? What are the fun things that you found? Like, what did I miss? What did I miss? Because I definitely just get very overwhelmed and I kind of like freeze up. Like I see a crowd and I'm just like, that's a nope for me. And sometimes I feel like I miss a lot of things because I just end up, I think I spend a lot of time aimlessly wandering through the fairgrounds, looking for a space that feels okay for me to be in. If that makes sense to anybody. I hope it does to somebody. But so I'd love to know, like, I feel like I watch so many videos and I'm like, I didn't see that. I didn't see that. I didn't see that. And it's because I see a crowd and I'm like, not going there, not going there, not going there. And I miss stuff, but then I'm also like, would I have enjoyed like pushing my way through that barn, getting moved in like the weird body slime of people? Like, no, I wouldn't have. And I probably still would have missed the thing because I just would have been so like, I'm just getting touched and it's gross. So, but I still just want to know, like, what did you see? What did you love? Were you there? And if you weren't there, like, what are your thoughts? What did you hope to see? Because yeah, I always feel like I have, again, as I said in the beginning, I always have these like great intentions of like, I'm gonna vlog the whole thing, and then I get there and I'm like, it's too much, and I take 4 photos and then sit in my bed in my Airbnb and just verbal diarrhea. So okay, I really don't want to end this on the word diarrhea, but here we are. Hello, my name is Meg. Thank you for being here. I swear, not every one of these episodes is so unhinged, but it is 1 a.m. now. It is 1 a.m. on a Sunday morning of Rhinebeck weekend, and I am so wonderfully happy, exhausted, and thank you so much for being here. Please like and subscribe and come back. See you soon.